feel the power of the dark.
Hey guys, I hope you're hungry. Welcome back to War Stories here on the Flinsons channel. My name is Jericho, and for today's War Story, we've been on a bit of a Batman kick recently. We had Killing Joke, we had Suicide Squad, and we had the Telltale Batman game. So today I'm going to talk about one of the best Batman movies ever made, 1966 Batman. So, for those of you that didn't know that a Batman movie existed in 1966, indeed it did, starring Adam West. It came after season 1 of the television show, and it's legitimately one of my favorite movies of all time. If you've never seen it, it is completely campy, just like the show, on purpose. And a lot of people think that it's not trying to be funny. Of course it is. Of course it is. It's having fun with a silly, ridiculous character, much like the Golden and Silver Age comics did. It was not until Dark Knight Returns and Killing Joke and stuff like that that Batman got as grim and dark and brooding as the hero we know today. So, for those who say that the Adam West Batman is not true to the spirit of Batman, wrong. Adam West Batman, the movie, came out in 1966, and it had basically all of the biggest actors from the show. Like I said, this was after season 1. So we had Adam West as Batman, Burt Ward as Dick Grayson, Robin. We also had, oh, by the way, I'm just doing a skirmish. I just felt like having fun and goofing off since I'm talking about a movie I really like. I didn't want to have to really care. So I'm just going to get as many kills as I can with the Falcon because it's fun to do that. And then we had the Rogues Gallery of Villains. The gang was all there. We had Frank Gorshin as the Riddler. Easily, I mean, it's only him and Jim Carrey. And I'll go ahead and say this as a quick little tangent. Jim Carrey's Riddler, it does a lot of things right. If they had had somebody that could have just like hit him with a rolled up newspaper between takes and be like, all right, reel it back in a little bit, too much Jim Carrey in that Riddler. I think that his performance as the Riddler and the movie itself could have been looked reflected on much more positively than it ended up being. But it still did a lot of things right. I liked the origin story that, you know, Electro stole for Amazing Spider-Man 2. And what was the other movie I watched recently? Oh, the dude from Iron Man 3. It's basically the same template too. And I'm sure that Jim Carrey Riddler isn't the first one to do it. I can't imagine that they had that unique of an idea. But I need to get this transport real quick. But Frank Gorshin's Riddler, he is so... what he brings to the table that makes it so perfect. Riddler is not just a different Joker that likes weaving riddles and tells riddles instead of jokes. That's not how he works. He has his own character. Like, yeah, he laughs too. Yeah, he also plays jokes and puns and like all that kind of stuff. But he's his own person, and he has his own characters, his own strengths and weaknesses as a villain. And to me, I think he is a more effective character than is Joker at times, especially with how overused and overdone I feel that the Joker is. Frank Gorshin's Riddler totally taps into that. He has his own unique laugh. He has his own feel. He gets across that the riddles, he knows that it doesn't help him any to leave riddles that Batman's going to solve and help him get defeated, but he has to. That's why he's there. Like, the other villains are trying to tell Riddler, and his riddles are completely nonsense in this, by the way, but they're one of the funniest parts to me. The other villains, like Penguin is like, Joker's like don't leave a stupid riddle because he'll just catch us. He's like, I have to. It's a compulsion for him. And he's athletic is Frank Gorshin with this portrayal. He moves around the set. Like, to me, he stands out, and they're all good. Burgess Meredith as the Penguin. He has a whack, whack, whack laugh. Best live action Penguin. Although I think that the creepy monster Danny DeVito Penguin is also quite good. It's just different, you know, and I have no problem with reinterpretations. When we talk about these comic book characters, we're talking about like mythologies, right? We're talking about interpretations of gods that have been reinterpreted and seen throughout history and all these different cultures and all these different walks of life. I don't mind them being wildly different. Like, at the time of recording this, I haven't seen Suicide Squad yet. I don't think that I'll particularly care for the Jared Leto Joker. There's a lot of things that I think are weird, like him being like a prison gangster. Like, that's like Black Mask's bag, or Two-Face in certain interpretations, or a lot of them can just be two-bit gangsters, and Joker is supposed to be above that, to me, in a lot of ways. But I don't care that they're doing something different. And like, or Batman and Batman versus Superman. I don't care that he killed people. Yes, it's weird. Yes, it's wrong. My Batman doesn't do that. But their Batman does, and I like that it's such a character that we can just impose different things on. Like, we can see it through different lenses. Like, that's why it's cool when things get rebooted to me, is I want to see what other people do with that character. Like, if one day, you know, years down the line, somebody else has a crack at a Captain America movie, I wouldn't mind. I don't want him to be just another, what's the dude's name? Chris Evans. I want it to be something new. I like to see different ideas and different interpretations. So the Danny DeVito Penguin is fine, but Burgess Meredith is amazing. I like that he's like a seafaring man. I like that he's the leader. So the main plot of the movie is the four, Joker, Riddler, Catwoman, and Penguin, all team up to destroy Batman, because even though they have just as much problems with each other at times, they realize that's the only real shot they have at taking down Batman and Robin. So they all team up, and Penguin, I would say, becomes the de facto leader, just because that's just how his personality works. But he has pirates, and he has a submarine, and he has exploding sharks and exploding octopi. Like, come on now, it's perfect. And I love his laugh and the way, like, and a lot of the camp and humor comes with, like, his ridiculous plots. I mean, I just said exploding shark and exploding octopus, but at one point he goes undercover so that he can get into the Batcave, and everybody involved knows that P.N. Gwyn, you know, is his alias, and then he pretends to be somebody else, and like he's going wang 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 as he's walking around. Like, he's not fooling anybody, but everybody knows it, including the audience. So that's just part of the charm. So Joker, I just said that Joker I feel is kind of overdone, but I like him in this. He's funny and creative. He's done by Cesar Romero. Famously, Cesar Romero, tall for an actor, had a lot of roles, often as like the Latino lover, was his main typecasting. And in this, he refused to shave his mustache because it was a big part of his character and his face, and it would have probably cost him other roles. So even though he played Joker for all 3 seasons of the TV show and on the movie, he just painted that white face makeup right over it. But this Joker he has pranks and gags. He has like different colored confetti sorted on the wall in the bad guy hideout. Oh, whoops, I forgot to care about the transfer. I'm getting into this. This is a fun. I was worried I wouldn't have enough to say, but this is a good episode. Oh no! But anyway, he has the joy buzzers. He gets on the other guy's nerves. He tells his jokes. You know, he references whoopee cushions and laughing gas and all the rest of it. He's just a really fun. All of it is just so lighthearted and fun, and that's what's missing in a lot of Batman to me. I don't necessarily want Batman to return to camp, but for him to return to fun in some ways, other than just like a single moment of levity, like, oh, I guess this wasn't the worst day of my life. Like, that's not enough at times. The answer is not a comic relief Robin. The answer isn't any comic relief character. The answer is to find the humor in situations, or possibly silly bad guys. Because comic relief sidekick is really the one I have more of a problem with. Comic relief bad guy is not so bad. Because then you naturally care about them, and that lends depth to the character as a villain. Last but not least, we have Catwoman, who ridiculously goes undercover as a Russian actress, or journalist rather, called Katanya Arena Titania Alasov. Katanya Arena Titania Kerensky Alasov, which the acronym is KITKA, so that's her name. And Bruce Wayne falls in love with her, and he finds out it's really Catwoman. And his heart is broken, but he's like, no matter, I don't care, I'm too tough for all that. But she's silly. Played in the movie by Lee Merriweather. On the show, she was usually played by oh man, it's gonna kill me, I meant to write down the name. Julie Newmar. Julie Newmar, for the majority of it, but she had other roles at the time of the movie. And then Eartha Kitt also ended up playing her for season 3. Eartha Kitt, you might know better as the voice of, what's her name, the evil lady from Emperor's New Clothes. It's like Zergla, I don't know. So basically, all the casting is great. I love the silliness and fun of the plot. They really they're not afraid to ham it up and shoot the scenery and just all have fun. And the 1966 Batman movie, to me, is the most fun movie to me. Like, there are other movies I like more, but there's few that I have more fun watching. Like the ridiculousness. So the plot that the villains think they're going to use to take over the world is they're going to kidnap basically the United Nations. and they're going to use this magical device that turns people, that removes the water from people's bodies, and then they're going to have them all powdered as their hostages, so they couldn't possibly escape. And then they're going to get $1 billion from each of the governments, and that's going to destabilize the world economy, I guess, or they'll just hold the world to ransom because of that. So they test it on some guinea pigs that are literally named guinea pig, GP 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And they get so destabilized that one punch takes them out, and Penguin accidentally takes them out. They crash into each other. Like, it's all ridiculous. But they still decide, well, you know what? It's just a bug. We can use it on the leaders of the World Senate. And then, like, at the end, they, like, screw it up. Batman and Robin fix them and put them back together. But they got all jumbled because I guess the comic relief character in some ways, like slumps over and sneezes and mixes up all the different powder because when all the water is removed from your body, you become a differently colored powder, be it pink, yellow, red, blue. So he sneezes and mixes up all the powder. So when they recombine them, they all, like, all their minds are mixed, and it's shown by the guy at the Great Britain table is speaking an African language, and the guy at the China table is speaking English, and the guy at the Spain table is speaking French. And it's all funny, but that's like how the movie ends. Like, oh, well, Batman kind of screwed this one up, guys, sorry. But that just continues the sense of fun that really makes 1966 Batman for me. So if you've never seen it, and, you know, just know going in, this is not, oh, my parents, Batman at all. This is fun-loving. I know this is about a guy that dresses up as a bat at night and runs and chases bad guys and punches them, rather than stabilizing the Gotham economy and gentrifying it, so that buying everyone's security systems, right? And they're not afraid of that. So if you go in with that on your minds, and that's what you're expecting, I think you could really enjoy it too. It's on Netflix right now, and the reason I did this episode is a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago at the time of this video coming out, was the 50th anniversary to the day. So yeah, I thought it was right. The time was right. Like I said, everybody has Netflix. Get somebody's password if you don't. Well, actually, I don't know. Netflix doesn't want you to do that. Don't do that. I'm not going to promote that. But you already have Netflix anyway, so just watch it. It's not that long. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I really can't say enough about it. If you think you can get over the camp and it being silly, I guarantee you'll enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a War Story. We got these every Tuesday and Thursday, so subscribe to my channel. You won't miss a single one. But we have content every single day here on the Full Instance channel, and I hope you stick around for all of it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm full.